Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering? If the answer is yes, then you're ready.
A woman's value is not defined by how many men she chooses or chooses not to sleep with. Me choosing to have multiple partners does not mean I have any less respect for myself or for the people that I am with. You know what is indicative of respect? Clear communication about your intentions and about the nature of your relationship, setting boundaries, and open discussions about your desires. Now, why are you placing more worth on the number of people that a woman sleeps with over the way that she upholds herself within those relationships? Ultimately, when you decide a woman's value is based on the number of people that she sleeps with, it's because you view women as sex objects. And that is incredibly misogynistic.
I see your point, but let me raise you the fact that I was within a monogamous relationship for 2 years with a guy that we always used a condom. The only time we did not use a condom was while practicing oral sex, and I got cold sores down south. So nice trying the slut shame, but you missed the point.
Good morning. You guys seem to really enjoy the video that I did yesterday on fat shaming. So I thought that I would do a video building on that and address another topic that I feel like is very emotionally charged specifically for women, and that's slut shaming. Now, women's sexuality is an area where I feel like there is an abundance of shame and judgment and a lack of education. Women are sexualized from an obscenely young age and then shamed for being sexual. I'm a survivor of sexual trauma. Simultaneously, I was also brought up in a private Catholic school that shamed sexuality. Zero sex education. I was taught abstinence. Period. My introduction to sexuality was not consensual. Kind of feel like I was set up for failure with regards to having a healthy relationship with my own body or with my sexuality. This was also not the only form of abuse that I was experiencing. So for a variety of reasons, I had absolutely zero self-worth. And I quickly learned that one way of receiving positive attention was through male validation. But the only way that I received that was through using my body and engaging in other pleasing behaviors. Being used. All humans need to feel worthy. All humans need to feel like they belong somewhere. So people can judge that all they want, but until you've lived it, you do not understand. Now, of course, the same men that were taking advantage of me would turn around and judge me, like I was doing all of this myself. So it was like this push-pull dynamic, being desperate for validation and receiving it through sexuality, and then being shamed for it. And of course, every time that cycle happened, it would chip away at my self-esteem, which then just pushed me into those behaviors even further. Because at the time, I didn't know any other way. Society loves to sexualize women and then shame them for being sexual beings. I have so many female clients come into my practice with shame about their sexual past. No one has ever asked them, well, why did you do that? With a compassionate tone. You've only been asked, well, why would you do that? With a critical tone, which just makes you want to hide it more. My rules for sexual encounters are, is it safe? Is it sane? Is it consensual? What you do with your body is not my concern. Why you do it is because I care about you. So if you're doing it from a place of empowerment and pleasure, then fucking go off. But if you're doing it from a place of fear, coercion, or shame, then I want you to lean into healing that. Because your body is beautiful and valuable, and it does not deserve to be put into situations that feel unsafe. Let me know if you guys have any questions about this or if you'd like to hear more. And remember, you're not alone.
I love when men are like, I would never slut shame. Sex work is empowering. But then in the same sentence are like, well, 4,000 people saw you play with yourself, so why would I want to watch it? It's not special anymore. Stop selling yourself. Bro, you literally sell yourself every single time that you go to work. You perform labor for pay. That is your body doing work in order to get paid. No different than sex work.
Oh yes, women have been ruining society for a lot longer than 150 years. And honestly, it's on all of us for not heeding the warning sooner. One of the favorite books in my collection is this one, Little Sermons on Sin. It's an English translation of a Spanish work by Alfonso Martinez of Toledo, a 15th century priest. And in 1438, he finished this book, and in it, he argues that the greatest problem in the world, the cause of all strife and suffering, is love. Love of worldly things, but in particular, love of women. He opens the book to say that one of the most common sins is that of disorderly love. but in particular that of women, from which follows all war, death, scandal, strife, loss of goods, and even the loss of our souls, all because of this abominable carnal sin and disorderly love. He devotes the entire second part of his book to the dangers of loving women, arguing that they're avaricious, they're gossips, they love all comers, they're envious of everyone around them, that they cannot be consistent, that they're two-faced and disobedient. That women also lie constantly, that men should be on their guard against drunken women, and that women are completely disloyal and will abandon men just simply to dishonor him. He warns that you will see by experience that if you fail to take immediately what a woman offers you, or if you let time go by, she will go back on her word, for she changes her mind 1,000 times an hour. And if she does promise you something, such is her avarice and such her inconstancy, that she will revoke her promise out of shame at promising you anything at all. And look, there's humour in the fact that 600 years later we've all moved on from these type of views, but it's also interesting that the men who oppose women's equality today are not smart or enlightened or offering anything new. They're rehashing a worldview that existed before the invention of the printing press. And look, maybe that's the problem. The men with these views don't realize that society has moved on and that there's a brand new invention that can help broaden their horizons and make them smarter individuals, called a book.
Today is Equal Pay Day. This is where women in the UK are effectively working for free. This is due to the gender pay gap. Because on average, women get paid less than men, which is ridiculous. They should be getting paid the same.
Why women's body count actually matters to guys, with the psychological studies proving that it...
Ah yes, another man using the guise of science and psychology to justify his patriarchal ways of thinking. Not that he actually cites any science, but I'm gonna tap in evolution real quick. Promiscuity in women is a big plus in the animal kingdom, period. The birthing process, especially for early humans, was super dangerous. But also just primates in general. Primates take a lot of care to actually rear effectively. Not even to mention the physical toll that it takes, which we do not talk about enough. In order to ensure that these primates were getting the highest quality sperm for their bang, they developed female copulatory vocalizations, or just moaning. And it's actually a mating call. It's there to alert other males in the area that she is fertile and ready to get down and dirty. And the reason why there's such a visceral reaction to men when women are moaning in bed is because their monkey brains are reacting to this, and they know that they need to nut quickly or else their ass is gonna get beat by the other males that she's calling. Your ego is fragile because of your societal upbringing, but it's not backed by evolution.
Men do not want slutty women.
Don't say that too loudly, you'll ruin my career. I'm worried that you've single-handedly just ruined the oldest profession in the world. Because you've just, now that you've said that, the demand just... And if we think about it just a little bit harder, there are only such things as slutty women, because so many men have wanted them. So you're either looking for a virgin, like yourself, or you're viewing women as people who have had a sexual history that has not been you, and it's making you feel a little bit insecure. And that sounds like a very sad and lonely existence, so I hope that you can learn to grow from that, or no woman's gonna want you.
Hello, Talk with Sky. I'm getting really tired of this word and this word. These words were not ever not used to describe queer people, but they are making a resurgence specifically against queer teachers. Fuck that noise. Because, making my classroom inclusive and reading books that show all identities, including queer identities, is exactly what this world needs. So to help out parents and educators who want to make their classroom inclusive, let's start sharing some books, shall we? I'm going to share 2 picture books right now that you can read. Whether that be at your school or just have them in your home library, support these authors. Here we have My Footprints, one of my favorite books. Isn't her hat so cute? This whole book is about this little girl coming home to her 2 moms and talking about why she was bullied at school. A classic, all are welcome. Showcasing a range of identities in our classrooms. What other book recs do you want to see?
Not that I'm shocked, but Marjorie Taylor Greene's entire defense was that stuff was in her past and it shouldn't matter now. It was before she ran for Congress and it shouldn't matter now, right? Yet they used George Floyd's past against him. Trayvon Martin's past against him. Sandra Bland's past against her. So when you're black, your past is a good enough reason for police to shoot you and kill you. But when you're white, it is not a good enough reason for you to be kept out of Congress. And that, my friends, is white privilege.
Doesn't matter. There are only 4 rules you need to remember. Make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
Nowadays they just talk, but they talk about nothing. Nowadays everybody wanna say something. Goddamn.
Well, actually, do you feel the need to correct women who know more about something than you? Do you tag Hank Green in the comments section of a woman's video where she's talking about something she's literally got a doctorate in? You're not alone. Countless men suffer from erectile dysfunction every single day. That's why we at Women Are Also People have invented a new treatment called Could You Fucking Not? From the makers of Mind Your Business, Could You Fucking Not is the most effective treatment for erectile dysfunction. When trying Could You Fucking Not, avoid correcting people who are experts in something you know nothing about. Side effects of Could You Fucking Not include not ruining someone's day, allowing women to have their own space to share their expertise, and literally the absolute bare minimum it takes to be a decent person. You don't need to talk to a doctor about Could You Fucking Not. If this video made you feel attacked, Could You Fucking Not is for you.